There's a January 6th rioter who was pardoned by President Trump has been arrested for molesting a child in Florida. 44-year-old Andrew Johnson is accused of molesting an 11-year-old boy 3 times last year. Johnson met the child on
I'm gonna be so 100. If black people are known for being violent and killing people, white people are known for doing stuff like this.
So just when you think you done heard it all, you find out that you haven't. In this video, man, we are reacting to white fatigue is reaching pandemic levels. And this one, this is a crazy story. I ain't gonna lie. This is a crazy story, man. So let's get right into it.
Have y'all ever came across a news headline that was so bad, and before they show the suspect, you just think to yourself, I hope this wasn't a black person? Listen, as black people, whenever we commit a crime, y'all, it's the entire race's fault. There is no excuses made. There's no context given. All black people are bad. But when it's a white person, y'all,
that's where they come up with the black fatigue from. Like, there ain't ghetto white people or ghetto any other race. Okay, so a couple people, you see some black people in a fight, or black people get into a fight on in a mall or on a cruise. Now all of a sudden it's black fatigue, and it's just, no, you want to throw all of us under the bus because of the actions of a few. That's what they do. They cherry pick shit and then they try to put it on all of us.
There is every excuse thrown at them. Oh, we need to pray for this individual. He was troubled. He was lost. Let's just take example of the incident with Charlie Kirk. When Buddy got popped, there was a lot of outrage in the first couple of days. You had white men flooding the streets, protesting, screaming, fight back. His wife hopped online, basically wishing death on the shooter. And then turn around a few days later, the suspect is released. And he was a young white man from the Caucasus Mountains. There were no more protests. Everybody was talking about coming together. His wife even hopped on and said she praying for him. And it's like, bro, I could only imagine if that was a black person or an immigrant.
Dude, they was going off too. There was all the races came out the woodwork. There was no doubt in my mind that it wasn't a black person. I just knew it wasn't. Like, it just made no sense. That's not something a black person would do. It just really ain't. And this ain't even to make it racist in the sense of black people and white people, but this is the shit that you jump to a conclusion on who did it. What makes you think, what in the history of things like this has it ever been a black person? Just saying, man.
Or something like that, how the reaction would have been. White fatigue, though, y'all, it is very bad.
A federal grand jury indicted 2 North Texas men accused of plotting to invade a foreign island, kill the men, and take the women as sex slaves.
Prosecutors say,
yeah. Y'all see how?
What? Yo, I seen this on Facebook, but I thought it was fake, so I kept scrolling. There's like 4 or 5 pages that for whatever reason come on my feed on Facebook, and they just always got some fake stories, so I just don't even click on them no more. Damn, they really, let me hear that again. They really was plotting that.
Take the women or an island, kill them.
White fatigue, though, y'all, it is very bad.
A federal grand jury indicted 2 North Texas men accused of plotting to invade a foreign island, kill the men, and take the women as sex slaves.
Prosecutors say,
yeah,
but they following suit, right? They follow. It's in line with the history. It really is, you know. It really is.
Y'all see how delusional these white supremacists be? 2 men going to a whole island, and y'all. Oh my! But they love to scream black people have a low IQ. What type? What?
One of the men enlisted in the Air Force to get military training he thought he needed. Fox 4's Blake Hansen in our newsroom tonight with these stunning allegations. Blake.
Yes, Stephen Heather, federal prosecutors say the suspects didn't plan to go it alone. In fact, the feds say they plan to recruit people who are homeless in Washington, D.C. to serve on their, quote, expeditionary force and take over a small Haitian island. The grand jury.
Oh, y'all trying to go to Haiti.
Charges 21-year-old Gavin Weisenberg from Allen and 20-year-old Tanner Thomas from Argyle with conspiracy to.
Oh, Gavin and Tanner, huh? Gavin and Tanner. We're going to go take over and kill the men and get all the women. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to live like kings. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make everybody our subjects. Come on, Gavin, Tanner.
Murder, maim, or kidnap in a foreign country, as well as a charge of production of child pornography.
Oh my, bro, y'all, I keep telling y'all this, the pipeline of racist white men to child PDF content possessioners. I don't even think that's a word. Every time I'm talking about, there is always a correlation. What the
Joe Weisenberg was booked into the Collin County Jail in July. We've not been able to find a mugshot for Thomas. Prosecutors say he was in the U.S. Air Force at the time.
Damn.
The place they are accused of plotting to invade is called Gonaïves Island. It is part of the Republic of Haiti. It's not small. In fact, that island has about 87,000 residents. Prosecutors.
So y'all thought, even if y'all had about 100 people, I mean, like,
say Weisenberg and Thomas plan to lead that expeditionary force by sailboats to the island, murder the men, take control of the island, and then turn the women into sex slaves, according to prosecutors. The feds say the plan dates back to August of last year. They say Weisenberg enrolled in a Rockwall Fire Academy to learn command and control protocols, but flunked out in February. And they say he then traveled to Thailand to learn how to sail, but didn't enroll in the school due to the cost. The feds say Thomas, meanwhile, enlisted in the Air Force in January and in March, changed his station assignment from Germany to Maryland to better coordinate the invasion and recruit the homeless population in D.C.
This is why I have to make these videos, because people think that this shit is like, it's just online. No, these men were really going to the army just to be racist, like just to this is, I know I'm kind of left leaning, but one thing I do promote, especially for my young black men, is the right to bear arms, man. Stay strapped. I go to the gun range at least twice a month, bro. I try to be on it. Because you never know what these, you know what I'm saying? You got to stay protected, bro.
We reached out to attorneys listed for Weisenberg and did not hear back. We could not find attorneys listed for Thomas. Prosecutors say they face up to life in prison if convicted on the conspiracy to murder charge.
Get a ass the chair, bro. Get them up out of here, bro. Damn, y'all. This low-key scary, man.
Who would ever have imagined neo-Nazis going into video chat rooms with children trying to recruit them?
I'm an entertainer, pro-white entertainer. I hate non-whites.
And you see they targeting kids. Hey, that pipeline. I know he got something on his computer targeting children, bro. Y'all, man, what's wrong with y'all, bro? And this is literally the reason why we have so many racist young white men that look up to, 1930s Germany and, you know what I'm saying, the mustache man, Nick Fuentes. They look at these type of people, they are indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? Young as hell, just.
Yeah, and a lot of these people just are cowards, man. They're cowards. They ain't got no control in their life. They probably got bullied. The usual suspects. And so, things like this give them a sense of power. You know what I mean? Or just that ideology itself gives them some sort of identity because their own life sucks, right? And so for them to be able to think, oh, I'm more superior than this race of people or this type of people here, gives them something to, really feel confident about. But when in reality, you're less of a person than any of those people that you hate. Just based off the fact that you're hating people because the color of their skin, you're thinking you're better than them.
Hey, bro, pay attention to what your kids consuming, because I be even seeing some black kids that be watching these type of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the man? What happened to us?
Okay, that's exactly what our News Channel 5 investigation discovered. The neo-Nazi in this case is a guy named John Minadio, who is part of a group, the Goyim Defense League, that spent 2 weeks in Nashville back in 2024. I confronted him on the steps of City Hall.
You have a problem with Jews in general, then?
Yes, I do.
And I had continued to watch this group's activities. What I was really stunned to discover was that he was going into video chat rooms that are popular with children, berating children of color.
Damn.
You look like an ugly trying to recruit white children.
What's crazy? I seen this story where people was saying that black people was saying that they was getting phone calls out of nowhere and people was saying a bunch of racist stuff to them on the phone calls. I just thought that was crazy. One of the ladies that was speaking was an older black lady, and she was just like, yeah, they was calling, they wanted to talk to my granddaughter, this, that, and the other. So now those robocall type thing. And when you answer, so first they must know you're black. So they got your information somehow. They know you're black, they know your race. And then they're just calling, spewing all sorts of racist rhetoric over the phone. So now people get terrorized out of nowhere over the phone, right? It's crazy.
White power. There you go.
Convincing white boys, especially, that they needed to get guns and get ready to kill black people.
Shooting range. Get ready to kill.
It was, I think, by most people's estimation, pure evil. If you want to see my full investigation, in fact, you need to see my.
But yet you still got fools out here talking about it's 2025, racism's dead. And we know it's not. We know it's not. This right here is real. This is out there. And they come in and they definitely trying to get to the youth.
Full investigation. It's online at newschannel5.com/hate.
And shout out to the white people that do be standing up against this shit, dog. I'm gonna put the full stories all down below. But bro, it's just sad, dog. Like 2025, you would think shit would get better. You got motherfuckers planning to go take over whole islands of black people, telling young kids to kill. Who's to say they're not going to go to college, continue the same type of ideology? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
There's a January 6th rioter who was pardoned by President Trump has been arrested for molesting a child in Florida. 44-year-old Andrew Johnson is accused of molesting an 11-year-old boy 3 times last year. Johnson met the child on
I'm gonna be so 100. If black people are known for being violent and killing people, white people are known for doing stuff like this. And if I wasn't no race, I would choose to do the black people crimes. We murderers and killers, y'all grapists and
drug dealers,
tittlers.
According to an affidavit, Johnson gifted the boy.
Hey, that's a hell of a choice, right? You want to associate with the group that might be a little thugged out, little, you know, sell little drugs, do what they can to get by. Or you want to be associated with the grapists and child diddlers. You know, and this is a point that none of them bring up or talk about. Even when they go into these black spaces and they had these conversations, they don't never talk about these numbers. They don't never talk about this perception or none of that, right? None of that. Of course not.
An iPhone to keep the abuse a secret. He also told the child that since he was pardoned for storming the Capitol, he was being awarded $10 million as a result of being a January 6ther, and that he would be putting him in his will to take over what money he had left over. Trump talked about the possibility of compensating the January 6th rioters, but so far no one has received any payments.
And shout out to this Twitter page right here, man. I expose racists and you know what. And like, bro, it's just so many stories that you wouldn't even imagine these people do. And a lot of these are like child, you know what. And I really can't talk about them a lot on YouTube because the last time I tried it, they took my video down. So y'all go on these pages and they show you how sick these people are. Nobody really talks about the crimes that they commit. And it's like, you know, they love to paint black people as the problem when they're the main ones. Like, look at this. He took the life of his own baby. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to say, oh no, protect, don't be around black people. They're dangerous. Y'all are the main ones that are dangerous. You know what I'm saying, bro? So man, y'all show this Twitter page some love. Don't fall.
One thing I've seen when it comes to radicals, and especially a lot of white radicals, is that they're usually, even though their radicalism and their radical ideologies are sinister and insidious, it's usually a cover for something that's more sinister and insidious. And like, you know, child rape and things like that. And so those people that's out there and they speaking all that, you know, anti-black stuff and all that, I bet you they got something even worse than that going on behind the scenes, for sure.
Propaganda, bro. Black people are not the only ones committing crimes. All right, black fatigue, no, it ain't real. White fatigue, that's most definitely should be the damn main thing. So we got a lady dropping off. I think she Instacarted some Pampers and some milk, you know, things that she need. Dropping it off. Take the picture. She dropped it off, you know, did her thugger.
Up there for you. There's camera right there.
White man, 2 white men showing up. They plotting, y'all. Thugs. Fucking thugs. What's gonna happen? I know they finna try to come back and trying to hide from the kid. Bruh. Dog.
We can't see you, huh? Oh my goodness.
Nigga stole some milk.
Here's a really weird family fact. My mom and dad and me and my sister all slept in the same bed growing up. And I slept in that bed until I was 8. And my sister slept in that bed till she was like 15. It was because we had no other rooms in the house. However, after my brother moved out and we had a free room, my dad decided to take me and we were going to sleep in my brother's room, just me and my dad. And no one thought it was weird. And I found out today that my mom knew my dad was using at this time, and my dad was acting so insane and weird. And when he was like, I'm going to leave you, my wife, to sleep in a different room with my 8-year-old daughter, no biggie, my mom didn't bat an eye. And then my dad slept in this room with me until I turned 13. And the only reason it stopped was because after I turned 13, I was like, this is super weird. And I like cried to my mom because I was like, I don't want him to sleep in here, but I'm so scared he's gonna, if I kick him out, because the bond was super weird. And so my mom had to like set up a conversation so he wouldn't like freak out over me kicking him out of this room so I could finally have my own room. And it was just weird that no one seemed to like think that that was an odd choice on my dad's part.
Tim Tebow put it best, bro. White men are some of the biggest abusers in the child home, you know? And I gotta hold white women accountable.
Yeah, the mom is out of pocket. The mom is out of pocket. You got to protect your kids. You got to protect your kids. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And I get it. You know, if it's an abusive household, there can be fear. But at the end of the day, that mama bear instinct, protect your daughter, man. You don't sacrifice your kids for nothing. Not especially not no dude. That's for goddamn on shore.
Too, because her, like in the video, her mother didn't do anything and step in and say, hey, this is wrong. That's why I don't understand white supremacy, because white supremacy, white women are treated like shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that patriarchy that is intact with white supremacy. And she didn't really even go into detail in this video. I hope nothing happened to her. We didn't touch on her, bro. That's just sick, man.
Blaming everything on white people. Oh, you're not gonna like this. World War I, white people. World War II, white people. The Vietnam War, white people. Slavery, white people. Systemic racism, white people. Racism in general, white people. Thousands of years of Asian history being wiped off this planet, white people. Africa decentralized for decades. South America decentralized for decades. Middle East decentralized for decades, white people. Capitalism, white people. Fascism in America, white people. Oh, look at that, you're Christian, bet. Christianity being used to justify slavery, white people. Christianity being used to justify massacring Native Americans, white people. There's a fake Christian that sold Bibles with his own names on it sitting in the White House right now that was built and maintained by slaves. This motherfucker's white. Who led Germany during the 1930s? A white Christian. Which group of people colonized Africa? White Christians. Klan members, white Christians. St. Peter's Cross being misunderstood as a symbol of Satanism. White people. Border problems. White people. White people. The metal community being full of racist, ignorant bitches. White people. Speaking of that, Pantera. White people. The current dog shit state of the movie industry. White people and capitalism. The current dog shit state of the music industry. White people and capitalism. Specifically shit like Spotify. The current dog shit state of the gaming industry.
I ain't gonna lie, he cooking, but I will say this. Using something that's good or even in and of itself benign does not make that thing evil. And what I'm saying is religion, whether it be religion or whether it even be a capitalist system, even if evil actors are using it for evil, that doesn't make that thing evil in and of itself. It's just a misuse of it. You understand what I'm saying?
White people and capitalism. Mount Rushmore. White people. This is some colonizer shit. Native people, their sacred land back. Dingoes. White people. The extinction of the dodo bird. White people. Fucking cave diving. White people. Last but not least, the useless existence of you and your mother. White people. That was 2 minutes of speed reading, and I'm barely on page 1 of the Cracker book.
Hey, bro, he was on their ass, man. But I'm gonna say this: it ain't all white people, but it's probably gonna be a white person. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Listen, don't fall for the propaganda with these black fatigue videos. Yes, black people commit crimes, every other race commit crimes, but them highlighting one group and trying to make them the entire problem with the country. It's literally just propaganda. If you watching this video, bro, and you got spare time, make some videos on these topics. You know, like that's what they do for us, bro. They put out our bad, do the same shit. Sometimes fighting fire with firework, man. No more talking though.
Yeah, it highlights the ridiculousness of it all, honestly, because you can point out other things. The problem is those voices tend to have more visibility and more resources behind them. That's the issue. Okay, so when you got people that's in the White House, when you got people who can get access to the media, when you have people like that, or they just have others that have resources that can open doors for them and allow those messages to get out there even more, it's just let's make a lot of noise. And people tend to believe something if they hear it over and over. That's a propaganda tactic, right? You can tell a lie over and over again, and you just need enough people to believe it. Don't got to be true. But the fact of the matter is, there's shitty people in every race, and we ain't gonna just keep letting them shit on ours like we the worst of the worst. This is not the case, no. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.